Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be featuring some teams, or a team that I used while I was at the airport on my way to Japan. I'm still figuring out my setup to record content in Japan, so no video for today, so the production might be a little bit scuffed here. But overall I did three 4-1 sets with this team consisting of Mandibuzz lead, uh, Double, and Alolan Sandslash. Originally, I had this team with Cobalion instead of Alolan Sandslash, but Alolan Sandslash is just so much better. I do use the Shadow variant, but I think the regular variant is okay as well to use because the team's already really strong against Jellicent. So let's go ahead and take a look at these battles. Um, Again, like this is me mobile streamed here, so I do look at chat from time to time here. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. We're gonna have Mandibuzz into Swampert. This is a very neutral lead. They need like 4 Hydro Cannons to KO. You'll see how little the Hydro Cannons do. And they throw a good timing there, throwing 7 Mud Shots, then throwing the Hydro Cannon. And then I'm gonna do 1 and throw. But so many times Swamperts decide to catch the foul play, which is pretty devastating for me. But they do 1 throw, so they should be relatively dry right now. I think they have 1, so they should be 4 from the next one. So they reach it right beforehand, and they decide to overfarm here. Very interesting. So I do I do 5 air slashes, then throw, because I'm really conscious that they're going to attempt to catch. And oh, I lag a little bit there, but that's okay. Not the best situation there, but a little bit of lag. It seems to, and then they're gonna farm up a little bit here, and then they throw on alignment there because I think they had the counts in their mind, and didn't take consideration that I lagged there. So this I'm gonna let this go, and I actually think they reach another one before I can farm down because they have quite a bit of energy. I let this go, and then I'm gonna look to farm all the way down, come up with a decent amount of energy, and then we'll see what's in the back. It's going to be a wall ring, and I'm going to switch after I throw this body slam. Switch, and then let's see how the opponent wants to play this out. And they attempt to make a catch with their Trevenant, which would have been a really good play. But I'm in a very strong position, and I'm going to shield. It doesn't matter if they bait or they go for it. They do go for it because I'm going to be able to beat this wall ring no matter what. I'm too loaded on double to lose this game. And I could no shield this. Actually, no, I probably do need to shield this because I probably would need to land 3 body slams, which wouldn't be possible. And I'm going to be able to easily outpace anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and count and then attempt to catch there, which I do end up catching. But it doesn't really matter here. It was a perfectly safe catch for me, just because I was going to be able to reach a move no matter what. So you can see me looking at chat here, and yeah, so it was a good first game there. Mandibuzz was able to handle Swampert with a ghost in the back is not like so uncommon, especially with the lack of Trevenants. Well, we saw Trevenant there, but with the lack of Trevenants. So Alolan Sandslash versus Mandibuzz is actually an okay matchup. I have 2 better matchups in the back. I decided to farm up quite a bit, and they let me get 4 double kicks in, which you can see already does like a third of the health. And I'm going to keep farming, and they come in with Jellicent. They want to avoid the Jellicent versus Mandibuzz matchup, which is very one-sided. And I'm going to let this go. And then I'm going to attempt to CMP tie them on the next move, which double ends up winning CMP, which you'll see I go 1 over, get the CMP. Regardless, I'm not going to shield if they decide to shield, and they decide to let it go. And they have Tapu Fini, and I'm going to build up some energy. They are probably going to look to farm me all the way down, but I feel that I'm in a pretty decent spot just because this Alolan Sandslash is pretty low. And I'm going to be able to tank a move, no problem, from the Tapu Fini onto my Mandibuzz. And they throw it not the best time. You throw it on alignment, they throw it right away. And they throw the Moonblast, and they come into a Alolan Sandslash, and they throw on alignment here again. But I'm going to be able to survive this. And if they don't shield this, I'll put them low enough that I could one shield farm them down. But I think they actually decide to no, actually decide not to shield. So we're going to test this theory if I can one shield farm down. They could bait me, but they wouldn't be able to make it to an Ice Punch and another bait. As you can see here, I farmed them down before they even make it to an Ice Punch. The best that they could do is make it to an Ice Punch. So I'm just going to go straight Ice Punch. If they no shield, I'll just Shadow Claw down. I still have enough health on Mandibuzz that I wouldn't get Water Gun down without at least getting off 2 Air Slashes. So I'm just going to throw straight Ice Punch. If they no shield, this Shadow Claw down. And at this point in time, I'm just going to go for the Drill Run, which will just take out the Tapu Fini. I'm able to win the game there. So they try to save the Tapu Fini for the Mandibuzz. So they felt like they didn't necessarily need to win Switch, which is a reasonable prediction there. But then by CMP tying with against Jellicent allowed me to come out with a little bit more energy. So this is a good lead here. This is where I want to see it. And they are staying for a little bit, and they come into. I completely forgot that I had a lone Sandslash, just because normally I have Cobalion there, so that's why I was a little bit more hesitant on how to play that. So it's kind of a very slow switch on my side, and I'm gonna CMP tie them on the move here. So I definitely should have switched it way faster. I would have been able to outpace and not have to give up a shield. Or at least I would have been able to apply shield pressure first. I'm going to do 1 and throw. Maybe I could do 4 and then throw, just to potentially throw off their counts. But they're going to do... oh, they actually throw right away. So it didn't really matter too much there. They throw the Sacred Sword. I'm going to wait the clock. And then we're going to see what's in the back. I believe that ends up being a Charizard in the back. And I'm going to throw the Foul Play, and then I'm going to switch regardless at this point in time. And actually play this team comp like twice, I think, in these 2 sets. And throw the Body Slam. And I'm in a really good spot. I don't actually need to shield because the Blast Burn doesn't KO. And they decide to throw it away. But I'm perfectly content here, just because I'm going to be able to one shield farm down this Shadow Charizard. It doesn't matter if they bait me or not, or if they go for the Blast Burn, because I'm going to look to shield. And maybe they could have made it to another move here with slightly better timing, but this game's over here. Even if they Stone Edge, my Mandibuzz only does like 40% to Mandibuzz, so I would be able to survive the Stone Edge. And these Air Slashes and Aerial Ace are doing double super effective damage, which is obviously very effective against the Verzion. All right. I like this team. I think Alolan Sandslash is like one of the best Pokemon, which you see in a lot of people's teams. One of the best Pokemon in the meta. Just because there's very few. Well, there's still some counter users, but a lot of times they have counterplay. So this is a very obviously tough situation here. Registeel is definitely one of the core breakers for the team, where it handles all 3 Pokemon quite well. And usually they have Scald instead of Dynamic Punch. And unfortunately, I get the attack fall. And I tried to make it to 2 here. That's why I tried to do 3, but then I realized I'm not going to survive. And then I'm just going to farm all the way down, not going to shield anything. And they do throw on alignment, which allows me to get the free Air Slash in. Doesn't make too big a difference. They end up throwing the Scald at me, which I found pretty interesting. And I let this go, because I believe they actually do have Ice Punch. And then I'm going to look to switch it right away into Alolan Sandslash, and they're deciding to stay. I shield. The Zap Cannon would still do a lot. They decide to go straight Focus Blast. I'm going to farm up a little bit here in case I need the energy. I need 2 Drill Runs to KO. And I throw the next... I think I actually messed up on this game here. I shield. I go up for the. I throw the draw run. And I believe I tried to attempt to make a catch onto. Oh, okay, no, I just switch out right away. So the foul play doesn't KO. And they come into Pidgeot. Actually, I think this person played this end game basically perfectly. I would have won this game in almost against almost anyone else, but this person played this matchup perfectly. Their timing wasn't the best there, but they end up throwing the Feather Dance. I make the foul play. So the Registeel has a move. So, and because these Shadow Claws don't do any damage here, I just had to take whatever move. And they end up throwing the Brave Bird. I know they're going to switch, so I have to blind throw the Ice Punch. Throw the Ice Punch. Take it out. And then they actually just beat me the move by one, so they played it perfectly there. But I think Pidgeot won CMP versus Alolan Sandslash, so they played that really, really nicely. Very well played by the opponent there. They threw the Brave Bird, came with maximum energy, and then came in back in and realized that they were just two away. So that was really, really, really nice play by them. Some people would say like I had to build up to two, but I knew they were going to blind switch there, so I just had to throw. I have Mandibuzz into Dragonite. This is a good matchup for me in all even shields. So I throw the foul play at them. They end up shielding. I'm not going to shield Mandibuzz. They end up throwing an alignment, which allows me to get the free air slash in. And I'm going to throw the foul play. I actually believe that they superpower me here. Superpower me, which is a nice play because I would have survived the Dragon Claw. A little bit of lag there. And they come into Jellicent, and a little bit of lag there again. And I tried to catch the Shadow Ball, but maybe my time was slightly off there. And I keep farming. I go for the extra just to potentially throw off their counts. And they throw the Surf. They're gonna need two more Surfs to KO. And I think the opponent actually makes a really nice catch. Takes advantage of the switch cock difference. Let this go because I know I'm going to survive. They make a nice catch right here onto the Dragonite, but the Dragonite probably would have survived the Body Slam, so I don't. They almost certainly would have survived the Body Slam, so I don't mind this. And I get the extra in. I contemplate just going two shields with Alolan Sandslash, but then I end up getting very lucky here. They throw on alignment with this payback. I'm going to let this go, and this puts it low enough that I can farm down this Jellicent. Otherwise, I would need to throw like a bunch of Shadow Claws and like probably two drill runs to KO, and they end up having a Registeel in the back. Two drill runs doesn't quite KO the Registeel from full, as you can see there. I'm trying to throw the move there. The drill run does just barely not enough, and then I would need to throw Ice Punch there. So I probably need like the two drill runs and like 10 Shadow Claws in order to KO. So I'm going to win that match there. So I'm gonna just speed past here. Oh, okay, I speed up past too much. All right, we're off in the second set. We have Mandibuzz versus Cresselia. I actually think Cresselia wins this zero shield, so it's a very awkward matchup for me. If I had Dark Pulse, I'd probably be in a slightly better scenario and actually get debuffed. And I took a very long while to switch out there, mostly because I was frustrated that I got debuffed. A shield, like too slow of a switch for me, but they were going to be able to take a move from me regardless. So it didn't really matter. I would have to shield anyways. But this is my mistake here because they actually end up surviving this drill run. What I should do is just accept that I'm going to get I have to double shield because having a Lone Sandslash is obviously really useful when they have a Cresselia here. And they come into. I'm trying to switch out as soon as possible, and I catch the pup. I'm a little bit weary that they're gonna switch and try to catch, so that's why I do 3 and throw. And I believe they actually let this go. Oh, I lag a little bit there, which is really unfortunate for me. I end up surviving this move here. Oh, they get another free counter in. So I think I'd lose this game regardless, even with the lag, but it certainly would have made it a little bit closer. Throw the body slam. Interesting that they didn't throw. And they make a nice play here by catching the move, but well, I guess if I throw the drill run, because I end up throwing on CMP versus this Cresselia, but if I threw the drill run, I make a double drill run, then perhaps they would be in body slam range, but Scrafty also wins CMP versus the double, so there's not really a realistic way for me to win. And you'll see right at the end, this Cresselia survives with a marginal. They throw the future sight at me, and I'm definitely in pup range, so I'm just hoping that this body slam KOs, because I don't have a body slam and a payback, and it doesn't KO. So if I threw the drill run, it probably would have been enough. And then if I didn't lag there, or if I made like 2 mistakes there, and then one thing from the game cost me. So it was a very winnable game, but not quite enough on my side there. It makes sense that they have Future Sight because they're actually quite weak to Charizard with that team. So not a great lead. I decided to switch out, and a lot of times they have Jelly in the back. So I just farm up a little bit before throwing to make sure I have energy. And I throw the body slam. And they just threw the surf at me, which I easily survive. And I'm going to be able to survive a second surf. And I farm up extra to force the opponent to throw at correct timing. Because for me, when I'm the non one turn move and they're the 1 turn move, the timing on my side is very easy. They decide to shield. And I farm up a little bit here and then throw the body slam. I'm not going to be able to make it to another one. But that's quite alright. And I actually decide to save it. And I shield the move, and then we look to farm down. And then I have Galarian Stunfisk, which is pretty tough for me to deal with. But Mandibuzz is very tanky, so you can see how many moves it's going to take out this Mandibuzz. And someone was actually talking to me at the airport while I was battling, and so I had to tell them I was like in the middle of a game. So uh, I wasn't necessarily the nicest or the most calm because when I'm battling, I'm like super focused. And I know I survived this. Well, I don't know. I survived this. I speculate that I survived this rock slide. So I try to get the extra air slash in, but I should have just thrown there just to be safe. And they come into Trev, and then I count to 6, and then decide to switch out into Nuable, and then they throw. I think they actually throw the seed bomb at me, which is fine. And I count to 4. I double up here and then throw. So I know they have this. They have the seed bomb now because they baited me, and I know this is just seed bomb. I didn't actually expect them to. Well, it's really nice play by them because they knew I'd throw right away there because otherwise they would get to the move. But I have a very straightforward end game. Basically, just don't allow them catch because their Galarian Sunfisk is quite low with only a marginal amount of energy. And even if they catch, I would be able to outpace anyways, and the Ice Punch would have been enough. So we're going to be able to win that game. But it was the correct play on their side. It was also the correct play to come in the Trevenant at the end to try to get a little bit of energy, because what are the chances I have 3 answers to Trevenant? In this case, usually it's very very low, but in this case it was actually very high. Um, all right, then we have Mandibuzz into Cresselia. Again, very awkward matchup between these two. Even though I have, like, in theory, the typing advantage because I double resist the Psycho Cuts, but Cresselia's very tanky, um, and they attempt to catch there. And maybe I should have stayed in that matchup. I don't know, just because the Alone Sanitage is much better Cresselia matchup, and I actually have a decent matchup since they're running Snarl variant, and I'm running the Air Slash variant, so I'd be able to hit for neutral, and they would hit for resisted with their fast moves. So I actually made a lot of plays in this particular game. Now that I remember, I do 4 and then throw. And then I do 1 and throw. And then I figure that they're going to throw right away. So I switch out into my Mandibuzz. And I catch the move. I don't decide to throw just because Air Lace is not a very strong move. And they come into Cresselia. And I'm just going to unleash as many foul plays as possible. They need 2 moves to KO me. And I'm very fortunate that I can be able to throw after 1 Air Slash with good timing. But you can see Cresselia is so tanky. I let this go, but I make a mistake here. I even say this in the stream, like, "Oh, what happens if they have Grass Knot here? I should just throw right away." But I gamble that they don't have Grass Knot, so that this was a stupid play on my side. I should just thrown. But it does force them to um, not be able to farm a ton, because they in theory could have went to 100 and then threw the Grass Knot at me. But getting this foul play off is quite nice, and they throw it. Good timing, but this is totally fine. And I'm going to come into double and they actually have defense Deoxys. Quite awkward for me. I need 2 paybacks. I do win the zero shield pretty easily versus defense Deoxys, despite them doing super effective counter damage. Actually, no, I win the 1-0. What is it? Not the 0 shield, 1-0. So I shield Thunderbolt because it does more than the Psycho Boost, so they're going to be able to reach the Psycho Boost here. And I need to just take out this defense Deoxys, so I throw it right away. Even though the counters are resisted, but I'm gonna farm up. I think I do 3, then switch. They come back in with the Mandibuzz, and I'm going to do 3, and then decide to catch the move here. And they could have undercharged there, I guess, but I'm just gonna farm. I'm gonna throw it the Cresselia. I do lag a little bit there, but that's totally fine. And throw the Body Slam. And then I'm going to be able to get to the Body Slam here and take out the Mandibuzz. So I'm going to leave it here. But thank you very much for everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.